Hello and welcome, dearest. I'm Grandma Mimsy, and continuing with Louise Hay's affirmations for self-esteem. Today's card talks about uh, your ability to move through life knowing, feeling, uh, being protected and guided. That the divine, in whatever form that you give to the universe, God, higher power, however that subject is addressed by you, however that entity is expressed within your mind and your being, and that's okay. Believe your beliefs, understand that your beliefs are yours alone. Not that you are alone, but those beliefs are meant to be uh, there to hold you up in that we're not alone. It keeps you from the reality that, are we really alone in this universe of stars and gravity? That is a question for you to decide, and I am not here to take away your faith or expect that you have a faith if you don't have one. I'm just saying, whatever it is that level gives you comfort is applied in how you move through your life, how you can show up and feel safe in knowing the person that you are. We've talked about gratitude and not struggling and self-esteem in so many ways, honoring and protecting who you are, because this is the armor that you present to the world. Not everybody is going to share your beliefs. Not everybody's going to be kind or caring or understanding or empathetic. There are a lot of people out there who have some very harsh expectations of what they feel should happen in this country, in whether or not we take care of people, whether or not we provide services or the things that we do. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who will profess to be one thing and then turn around and do not act along those benefits or requirements or tenets or expectations of what that label says about them. So I hope that you can find in your place, as you are discovering yourself, as you are sharing this throughout the world, uh, however small your little pocket of it is, that the people you interact with, that you understand that there needs to be a certain sense of safety, that as a child, we feel safe in our homes because we are taken care of. We are fed, we are clothed, we are bathed, we are all the things that go into the daily care of what we all require from birth. If you have a core family unit that truly cares, these needs are met, and they will do everything they can to make sure that you develop a healthy sense of self-esteem, that you understand you are protected, you understand that there are safeties put there for you and your being. If you did not have a loving and caring family, your safety did not come into play. You did not feel that there were people that would protect you in any way. So your guidance is different. Loving families provide and guide in a way that show you the best path that is based on who you are, based on the directions you want to go. They ask questions, they evaluate, and they help you sift and sort through all the things that uh, are going to put you in a position for your best interest. If you're in a family that doesn't do that, these things will not develop in you unless someone else shows you, unless some other interaction or situation stops and says, "Oh wait, you deserve to be safe. You deserve to be protected. And here I'm going to guide you and show you the things that matter." and help you along the way. Unless you get some sort of support like that, you're just going to be winging it. So I'm here to say I love you, in case you never heard that. I'm here to say I care about you, in case you never heard that. I'm here to say you are protected. There is a universal sense of self-esteem that if you develop that, even if you don't know how, for the most part, write down all the things, get a journal, get just paper and something that you can physically write and just write. Write the things that you want, write the things that you believe in, write the things the way you want them to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about grammar or anything. Just write it out, write it down. Spend your time instead of in front of some sort of other entertainment system. Write down all the things that matter. Write everything in your life the way it is, the way you want it to be, contrast and compare. The more you get it out on a piece of paper, the more you can understand. If you got to get things like 3x5 cards and put them into categories, label things, and do a real reevaluation of things, that might make things easier to visually be able to see and have the mind-body connection, figure that whole aspect out as far as how it all relates to each other. You can build your own puzzle. And if you can see it and write it and touch it and taste it and experience it in this way, the knowing will come through. The knowing, the belief system that you could actually say, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be nice if? And just keep pondering on those thoughts every single day. This is not to take away from your religious aspects if you have any. This is not to put into place if you don't have any religious aspects. Whatever it is, wherever you are on that place, on that subject, you can continue on. But I'm saying that it's a form of thoughts that you focus on separate from those things. Focus on those thoughts that will guide you to the next place. In addition to if you pray or not, if you meditate or not. And I apologize if this offended anybody up front. I am not trying to force any type of belief system or religion on anyone. I am not saying that I am adhering to, because I don't share. Again, I don't know what your thoughts are on what I say that I might give myself to be, and I don't want that to influence you. I'm going to let you see who I am as a person, at my behaviors, my expectations, the words and things that I do and I use. You're going to see who I am based on what I believe as an expression of myself. So I am going to use things from all the teachings I have learned over the years, and there is a chapter and verse that does come from the Bible. Whether you read it or not is up to you. But there are some if you take it into a secular expectation of things, there's a lot of good advice. Whether you choose to believe in what the Bible tells you to is up to you. But if you are not familiar with or have not fully read it through, I do recommend, even as a non-religious aspect, there's a lot of good information in there that you can take to heart. And if you live by the guidance of this, not the laws, not the rules, but as the guidance of this, it will help you to form a better situation. And I can promise you that. But it pretty much goes that if you ask, it is given. If you seek, you will find. If you knock, it will be opened. And it absolutely comes to the understanding, the teachings. This is not, God related. It is instructional related. That if you don't ask for something, you will not get what you need. A closed mouth does not get fed. So the concept is that if you have a situation where you need to ask somebody something and you have no idea whether or not they're going to give you an answer, you have 100% guarantee that if you don't ask the questions, 100% you will not get the answer. You will not get the raise. You will not get the promotion. You will not get the date. You will not get anything that you think you might want if you don't ask for it. Nobody else is going to be there to ask for you. They're not going to be standing there going along and having their job and their mission be, I'm here to make sure that so-and-so, and I'm going to ask, and where they're going to guide everything in your life. That's your guidance comes from internally. You have to be able to listen to that. You know, consciously in your conscience and your conscience, where the conscience that you are aware of, the cognitive level of things, and your conscience, which is your inner guidance that says this is right or wrong. You know the distinction of those things, and you absolutely know you have to be the one that has to do the difficult things. That there's a book, feel the fear and do it anyway. So you are afraid to go ask, and you go in there and ask. And if the answer is still no, you don't get what you thought you wanted, you lose nothing. Nothing changes. It still stays the same, but you at least made the effort to ask. If you go in and you ask, and the question is a maybe, or we'll look into that, or that we're going to change our thinking about this, you get a possibility of 50%. The answer might be yes. If the very least at this point, it might change the circumstances. If you let the boss know you're interested in another position that could become available, well, now they know, and when they're looking to fill that spot, they'll come and talk to you. It might not happen now, but if there's a job that is available and you want it, and you go, I'd like to apply for this, I want to be a candidate, they could go, oh, cool. We have to abide by all the regulations, and this is the steps we have to go through. But hey, as long as nobody else comes in to interview for the job, it's yours. Well, you just changed your life. And that's the knowing, that's the guidance, that's the understanding that you get from asking. That's the first part of that. Most people are too afraid to ask. You sit there and you pray, or you meditate on things, or you're looking for things to be different. So you focus inwardly on this, but there's no expression outward. The first part of that phrase, that verse says you have to physically move your feet and ask. The second part is you got to go seek for it. You can't ask for something that you don't know anything about. So before you ask, you got to do your research. You got to look into what area do you want to move to, if you're looking for a place to move, and what house you want to live in, what street you want to be on, what school district you want to be on. You got to do your homework to figure out, oh, I apologize on this. I'm sorry for putting my finger in your face. You got to go figure out, again, back to your belief systems. You've got to go in, and what's important to you, what matters to you, you got to go define that and search within those parameters. If you want a job, you got to go train for it. If it requires certain a level of skills or licensing, you got to know the information so you can take the test, so you can get the license. You got to know the information so that you can apply for the job. If it has any skill sets that you need, is there ordering equipment that you need to have experience on how to get it to properly order the things that your company needs? Is there a software you need to know? You got to go do that research and train for that, get the certifications for that. So you have to seek out what it is you want to ask for. Because if you don't know what you want, you've got to go explore in the world. Go take the testings of your personality type, of your interest type, of your aptitude types. Go explore who you think you are before you try to figure out what job you want to go into. And the knock and the door will open, or the window will open. If you don't go out there and put yourself into it, they say when you're looking for a job, you need to treat looking for a job as a full-time job. You need to spend 40 hours a week doing what it is necessary, if not more, to be able to find the right job. You got to investigate what companies are hiring. You got to figure out who the hiring managers are. You need to send out letters. You need to send out cover letters. You need to network with these people. And I understand automation is taking things over. So if you're creating a resume, you have to go create a resume that you can then upload to this job, and you got to cater that resume to fit the job skills. Because if you do the standard resume, you're gonna it's the computers are, scanning for certain words that apply to those jobs. You got to incorporate that into your resume so it will pick you as a candidate for an interview, because nobody's going to see your face, nobody's going to talk to you till you get past the AI that is determining whether or not you're worthy enough. You are worthy enough. But you have to investigate and put the level of I know that there's a word for it and I can't. Your self-esteem has to show on paper, and you have to give them something to stick the fork into with the meat and potatoes. Otherwise, you're going to be skimmed by. Knowing that you are divinely protected and guided, that you are safe in every aspect, is the number one place that if you don't wake up in the morning and think on that, believe that, experience that, walk in that coat of armor that is moving through you in your life to move you forward, you're not going to succeed in anything, because you're just going to be winging it and hit or miss whether or not you get lucky. But it starts with the moving through your life, the knowledge in yourself, your self-worth, that you can't go out there unprotected and not know that in some way you are protected. Safe travels, my friends. When you go places, you absolutely, from the bottom of my heart, I pray and hope that you put on that I'm going to get to where I'm going safe. I'm going to arrive safe. I'm going to make it through this experience in the most unbelievably safe way, by the skin of my teeth. Miracles happen every day because you believed you are going to arrive safe. You're going to get through it safe. And then when it's time to go back to where you sleep for the night, you get there safe. It's safe travels. The reason that they say Godspeed is that it was to be, in the medieval times and before that, for God to watch over you, because that's what everybody believed. And if you didn't, well, you didn't survive. Not because of anything other than sometimes men can be very cruel. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you have a wonderful day, and that you are completely knowing that you are guided and protected in the best way, and that you have a wonderful day every day. Safe travels. See you soon. Bye.